borrowing benefits is something that is a unique discovery through EFT, that you can actually pay attention to what someone else is going through, and while you're tapping, get a result on your own issue. And there's some nodding, so some people have actually experienced that. And if we can hold in your minds that when someone else is talking or someone else is sharing, that's me. Some facet of me, at some point that's me, even if I don't recognize it right now. So it's worth it to just have that kind of attention, rather than, oh, you know, that's not my issue and I'm going to think about something. Psst, Dennis. So with borrowing benefits, which is not being handed out right now, what I'm going to get you to do, now you've done some writing around what you want and that had an experience of asking, because one of the first things about getting anything is asking for what you want. And if you're not willing to ask, it's impossible to have that come back. So what we want to do this weekend is get to an authentic place of asking for the thing you want, not the thing you should want, or avoiding the thing that you really want, which we might know about, right? And so sometimes we've had experiences that hurt, and then we're not going to go back along that track again, and maybe that's a good thing. But if it stops us asking in that level again, then every road will stop before it's fulfilled. And really you want to be able to make choices that will take you further. As a friend of mine said, you can only coast downhill. So for those of us who are treading water, gradually you get tired and the water rises. And it's easier actually to roll on your back and do this or start to swim. So what I'd like to do is to have this be for you something where you actually stop treading water and start moving ahead. So are we? Okay. So I'll give you a chance to hand these out because there'll be more interaction. And it's section 1 through 68. So just take the time to read this one over, and it's just basically that I'm going to give you some time to make a list of specific events that in your life that still have a charge. Like if you, one of the things that if you know of Bruce Lipton, Bruce clearly puts in his book, The Biology of Belief, that the body, the consciousness doesn't know the difference between the event, the vividly imagined event, or the vividly remembered event. So if you have a thing that happened in the past, and every time you think of it, and it's one of those real things, like it's right there and you're a part of it, your blood chemistry is the same, the muscles have the same thing, your stomach goes tight and those kind of things, so you're re-experiencing it. And one of the things I had thought I had about that was, well, what if I have 100 of those? And this event reminds me of one of them. Maybe there's the boxcar effect as well, so I'm getting like 100, my body's and my consciousness is getting 100 hits from this kind of experience. So by writing these down, remembering what they are, it could be like when Dad did this, or when I tried for the track team and they cut me, but a specific thing, and how it felt, and then you can grade it from 0 to 10. 0 to 10, 10 being the most intense, and the other thing, give it a label like what emotion it might be. So what you're measuring from 0 to 10 was how angry I was, or how hurt I felt, or how tired I am. And so we'll, whenever I work with someone, I'm going to try to work with at least half of the group today, and unless you don't want to. If you do want to work with me, we'll have one-on-one up here and people will be tapping along. So we'll try and get as many as, if all of you want to do that, we'll try and get them all. If there's people who don't want to be up front, that's fine too.
Do you think then if you only do half today, you'll do more tomorrow?
Yeah, because you know we have till 5, and if we can go a little bit over and that works, well, we could do that. But otherwise, rather than try and get 10, it would be like 10 minutes each. So I'm thinking maybe 30 minutes, and we'll have Dennis or Abby timing, and okay, but we'll get each specific stuff. So, but this is how the borrowing benefits is how you make benefits and receive things out of this that you wouldn't get out of 2 days of me talking to you, or even 2 days of me talking and you interacting and things like that. This is going to accelerate. So if you have any questions, it's just basically at this point, write it down, and then before I start to work with someone, just put a check mark or pick one of those things that you remember, and then just once you've said that's the one I want to deal with this time, work with the people at the front, me and whoever it is, and then check back in and see if trying to get back to, well, I was so mad. No, I'm just a little irritated. So you might be able to say, well, instead of a 8, 9, 10 is really intense, but if it's a 4, 5, 6, then you know that you've brought it 20 or 30 or 40% down.